John, we're back at Tom for the first day of pre-season. First of all, obviously you went down under with Wales for the Nines tournament. How was that experience for you?
It was fantastic. I was a bit cynical, shall we say, about the Nines format. But the more you watched and the more you saw the enjoyment that the players got and that the fans experienced, I think it's a really good concept. And hopefully it's another string to the international games bow. And I certainly think it's worth pursuing in the future, you know, along with World Cups and a structured international calendar. I think that really is worth pursuing. So it was very enjoyable, and you know, we got a lot out of it, but I thought for the game it was very, very useful as well.
Obviously the season for the Bulls ended in September. Obviously you went down to Australia. Have you had a bit of time off to reflect on the season as a whole?
Yeah, well, obviously we've spent some time with the family, and you know, went up into the Lake District, which is where I love, and been walking, and it gives you plenty of time to think about things. And there's obviously a lot happened from the end of last season to the start of pre-season training, but it's all been very positive, and there is a positivity about the place and a buzz about the place. And it's up to us as the performance staff and the performance group to generate a further buzz, and that's what we'll be endeavouring to do.
We've seen the players coming in, obviously, in the gym now. There is still a good atmosphere amongst the squad that's here, and I guess that's a real positive for yourselves, that there's still that morale within the group.
It is, yeah. I mean, it was really important that we got some signings over the line who reflected that, you know. The people who we've retained, I'm delighted, because the people who are up for the scrap, and that's what we need this next year. We need people who fear nothing and who are ready for the fight, and who will take the fight to the opposition, both on the training paddock, but also, more importantly, on the performance field as well. And obviously we are down on troops at the minute, but we are looking to recruit some quality as well to supplement what we've already got.
Although we are 3 months away from the start of the season, the hard work really does start now for the players.
It does, yeah. I mean, this first month it's a killer, to tell you the truth, and they'll be very, very sore. There'll be some sore bodies. They'll be lifting very, very heavy weights. They'll be doing lots of off-feet conditioning. So, yeah, this is a tough old month, this one. And then once we start getting into December, that's when we start doing more field-based work with regard to the skill development and the structures of the team. So, but this first month, it's basically a beasting. Week on week for the first 4 weeks.
After a couple of months away, how was it for yourself? How much you enjoy being back in and amongst the squad and the coaching staff as well?
Yeah, it's marvellous. It's always good to get back, you know, and it makes you feel alive again, and it enthuses you and makes you feel very positive and want the season to start. But you then take a step back and think, well, we've a heck of a lot of work to do. First of all, perhaps further retentions, but secondly, recruitment, and then there's bedding everybody in, as well as making sure that we condition to an appropriate level for the start of the trial games. So lots to do, but really looking forward to doing it.
And there's been a couple of changes in the backroom staff, and Mark Dunning will coach the reserve side next year. What's your thoughts on that appointment?
Yeah, well, I mean, we spoke with Gareth Carvello, who'd done it last year, and Gareth was finding it really difficult to marry up his full-time job and that part-time job, and he didn't feel he was doing justice to the reserves with regard to that. So when we spoke about that, we shook hands, and Gareth left the club, and the obviously replacement was Mark Dunning. I've been blown away how good he is technically, and how good he is with regard to his attitude and work ethic, and consequently he'll be heading up the reserves. But very importantly for myself, he'll also be assisting myself with regard to the first team. So we're pretty lean as a staff, but when you're lean, you mean, and you make sure that everything you do has got a purpose. So I'd like to congratulate Mark on his elevation, but also it's fully justified, and I'm very, very confident he'll do a great job.
And he'll be coaching some players he coached at 16s level as well, who've come through the ranks, so him knowing those players, them knowing him, will be a key role for their maturity as well.
Massively, yeah, exactly right. And obviously he had an input with the 19s as it was last year, and so all of those things point in Mark's favour, and I'm certain it'll be a great appointment. You know, we are going to have a lean, mean staff as playing staff as well, so inevitably there'll be opportunities for those kids in the reserves, and it'll be up to Mark to sort of attempt to get them up to speed so that it's a seamless transition should they get an opportunity in the first team.